Hey, everybody, and welcome to Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast, to our very first video.
Woohoo! This is so exciting.
It is really exciting. I never wanted to do video. Just let everyone know. I just wanted to be audio.
Right?
But
well, I think it's way more your speed.
Guess who's with me?
Are we recording right now?
Oh, yeah, girl.
Oh, my goodness.
Smile pretty.
Hey.
What you drinking, Jen Gibbs?
Actually, some sparkling protein.
But made by?
Shackley.
Okay.
We're going to tell you all about it soon.
And you know what? I'm drinking it too. And I really like it. But anyway, before we get into that, I have an exciting announcement to make. Jen and I were coming off of the Halloween month, October, the Cut and Loose Chronicles month of Halloween. And for this, the very first year, tried something new for the show and it's being received very well.
Good.
So started off with Brooke Wallace when we did Halloween's did the Michael Myers franchise, and we
very scary, very good.
And Brooke Wallace, and we did it with Dana Buckler too.
Yes. It was
my executive producer.
Great show. Everybody needs to tune in and check it out.
Who's actually in the studio with us today, but he's on behind the scenes. But anyway, the two of them, and it was delivered and it was received
well.
And then that aired for 2 weeks. And then you and I did the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yes.
Jason Voorhees. And that also was received wonderfully. Yes. So now we are running out of time for October. And we have to do one more Halloween episode. And we didn't have any plans.
Right.
And I always ask everybody to email or to the show, Cut and Loose Chronicles at Gmail. Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast, I believe. Or Cut and Loose Chronicles. Dana, what is my email? Cut and Loose Chronicles. Oh my God, I already know this. Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast at gmail.com. We'll put it on the screen. But it's Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast at gmail.com. And for your feedback, questions, all that. And we got a few.
Yes.
So we got a few. So we're going to read those out today, okay? But the first one in the mailbag is Marie Wilson from Lubbock, Texas.
Ooh, Lubbock.
Okay? And she wants to know if we can talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh.
So I got that email. I thought, what perfect timing.
Yes, that is perfect timing.
Oh, by the way, we're not wearing headphones, okay?
Yeah, how's my hair look? Jess, you are my hairdresser. You better not make me look tacky.
You look fucking amazing, if I do say so myself.
Thank goodness for you.
We'll also get into that and why her hair looks so effing amazing. Okay, so Marie, thank you for taking the time out to email me and to let us know that you are listening. Thank you so much. And because you are, we are going to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Heck yeah, we are.
All right, so on Netflix, we got Ed Gein.
Yes.
The Monster Story.
Yeah.
And that is Ryan Murphy created it. Jen, I'm going to let you start it on your first. What do you think? What do you think? What do we think?
So let me just say, I enjoyed watching it. I thought there was a lot of, it's very dark, very deep, very scary. And that's one thing that makes these people, these monsters so scary is he's a real person. Ed Gein is. Now the Chainsaw Massacre is not.
He was.
But they used pieces of what they thought Ed Gein was and made 4 huge movies. They did Psycho, they did Chainsaw Massacre, they did Silence of the Lambs, and they did
Deranged.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Ooh.
Yes. All of that was
so Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses came off of Ed Gein.
Yes, because his house was a house of 1,000 corpses. He was mentally disturbing.
Okay, so he was born August 27th, 1906 in La Crosse, Wisconsin, which that does not help. I love Wisconsin. That makes Wisconsin's a state that just feels so safe. I mean, you get cheese there. It's so safe. And then that's where he was born. Okay. And he was born there. He died July 26, 1984. Good. But when you said Leatherface for Texas Chainsaw.
Right.
I'm glad that Ryan Murphy created this Ed Gein story because everyone always thought that Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface was where it started. Everyone thought that, they never found him. He was never found, his body. So he wasn't actually real.
No, no. I mean, Ed Gein performed those horrendous acts.
Yeah, but no one ever said anything about Ed Gein.
But yeah, exactly. Not in the movie, but it was him. And I mean, there's so many cool things about the movie that depicted his life correctly, but there was so much of the movie, whatever you want to call a movie.
There's a lot of
Netflix.
jacking off that went on in this movie. A lot of jacking off. I mean, you're watching, you're thinking it's kind of things like, and he's jacking off in the corner wearing his mom's
underwear
neon,
and bras.
Yeah.
He loved to dress as a woman, and he did that. A lot of his mental issues were from his mother.
Oh, Laurie played by Augusta Gein,
Yes.
played by Laurie Metcalf. Now listen,
That is a
do you remember
whole nother
Laurie
podcast.
Metcalf from Roseanne's sister?
yeah.
But there's so many other movies
But that is
and
what she's known for. Yeah.
what an outstanding performance.
Yeah, she did do a great job. And that lady, Augusta, that's a whole nother podcast in itself. The way she was raised, the way she raised Ed was horrific. I mean, she wanted a girl.
Very abusive.
Her first kid was a son, and she hated him. And then the next one was Ed, and she wanted a girl and made it known and totally bashed him through his whole life, where he just, so he thought, why not put on?
So he had a brother. He had a brother,
Yeah.
and his brother was somewhat normal, kind of, ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to get the hell out of there.
He did, but he still was. He was still a little off, but nothing like Ed.
And if anyone hears all that grunting and grumbling under the table, it's not Jen's in my stomach, and we don't have gas. It is the bulldogs, which are very much a part of the show. Yeah, Moose and Malou. Okay, you guys, give it a rest. I think speaking of jacking off, I think Malou's doing a little something to Moose under the table. But anyway, Laurie Metcalf, she could not have put on a better performance.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
So, okay. So there has been a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's been 9. So
Yes.
9. Started in 1974, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
And that was a budget of not very much money. I think $143,000. And it made... I don't know how much it made. I didn't write it down like a turkey. All right. It made $33 million.
Whoa.
So it started with a budget of $140,000 and it made it made $33 million, which in 1974, that's a big deal.
That's huge, yeah.
And then it went into 1991's, I'm just screwing this all up. Okay. 1974. I'm sorry. Okay. We're going to start that one all over again. 1974 is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a budget of $140,000, made $30.9 million. Wow. Okay. Then in 1986, part 2 came out.
Okay.
And this is kind of cool. Okay. Remember the makeup artist in Friday the 13th, Tom Savini?
Yes.
The one that did the makeup and for Halloween.
Okay.
He also did the makeup for
Chainsaw Massacre.
the Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
Only in part 2. He didn't do part 1. He did part 2. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but there's a pretty big star in part 2, and it's Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Which I was pretty impressed with. I did not know about that. Don't you feel like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise gives you this kind of gross feeling inside?
Yeah, it's super creepy.
There's Halloween that we did. There's Friday the 13th, which kind of gives you that.
Yeah, but nothing like Chainsaw Massacre.
Why do you think that?
To me, it's like it could happen.
It could happen.
And it does.
And really, weren't there true events that came off of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I know that it was based on Leatherface, Ed Gein, but
Right.
didn't a guy go crazy with a chainsaw?
I mean, there's one scene, and they did show in Monster. Now Ed Gein doesn't remember doing. He denies, blah blah blah. But pretty much, he slaughtered 2 people in the woods with chainsaws, and it was a pretty horrific scene. And there was another really cool scene that they showed in. So in Monster, they go with Ed Gein, and it shows you different times in his life. And it'll go to his life, and then it'll jump to the movie that was created from the scene. Mm-hmm. And it was one of them in the Chainsaw Massacre was the mother died, obviously, and he preserved her, put skin on her, put skin everywhere, dressed her, and they had her, bashing. What was it? I forgot the scene, but they was using his hand, using her hand and trying to kill somebody, and they did it, and it was a real life thing that happened. And
you had mentioned that
it's all very creepy.
Psycho was Norman Bates.
Yeah.
That was formed off of
Yes.
the Ed Gein, and that is incredible how that so all that Psycho 1960 was Psycho, then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 74, then in 1991 Hannibal Lecter,
Yep.
which I love.
Me
which
too.
we probably should have talked
That's
about.
probably my favoriteest one.
Okay, me too. I love it. I love Hannibal. But do you like the movie? There's Silence of the Lambs. Do you like the movie Hannibal?
I like it, but my favorite is Silence of the Lambs, just the original with Jodie Foster and why can't I think of
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah.
I mean that's just to me classic, beautiful film.
Give me a line from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my God, there were so many.
Put the lotion in the basket. I can't help myself.
I know.
What is that movie that came off of Hannibal, The Silence of the Lambs? What is that movie that we watched?
Well, if you're looking at the chronological releases of Hannibal Lecter movies, the first one was 1986, Manhunter, directed by Michael Mann. 1991, and that was based off of the book The Red Dragon.
Right.
Silence of the Lambs is actually the sequel to Red Dragon, so technically Silence of the Lambs is a sequel to Manhunter. Then in 2000 we get Hannibal, which is directed by Ridley Scott, and then a couple years later we get a new version of Manhunter called Red Dragon that stars Edward Norton and Anthony Michael Hall, and that movie is directed by Brett Ratner. And a couple years after that, we get the hellaciously bad movie Hannibal Rising.
Right.
And then the television series Hannibal.
So the movie Hannibal, that's got in it Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah. It was
And
good.
he hates it. That voice, that sexy voice you heard, he hates that one. I love that one. I love the chemistry that Anthony Hopkins and Julianne Moore have together. He has it with Jodie Foster too, and I'm not knocking that. Jodie Foster is a legend.
Yeah, I love
but
it.
I love Julianne Moore too.
Yeah, she's great. I don't dislike her either, but I do like more. Silence of the Lambs to me is a lot more depicting of Ed Gein with the woman bodysuit. I mean, he created a full woman suit, a skin suit, and he would go out at dark and prance around his yard in his woman suit. And he would.
Dana does that.
I knew it.
With my clothes.
I knew it. But I mean, he has the vest with the breasts and a corset and legs and I mean all the things. And it's
I wonder why my brassieres are all stretched out.
Hair, I mean, just creepy. And so a lot of the scenes that you see in, Silence of the Lambs with him put the lotion on because he's wanting to skin them and get their skin.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
And lotion makes it more elastic.
There you
Can
go.
stretch more.
Yes.
Yeah. I always wanted to wear a skin suit.
I'm sure you didn't.
Okay, so then we go into 1990s Leatherface. And I don't know if you recognize this actress, Lily Taylor.
No.
She played in the movie Say Anything.
Okay.
With John Cusack and Ione Skye.
Yeah.
She was the one that always played the guitar.
Okay.
Joe lies. That when she does that, when he cries. And when she gets into it, oh my God. She also wanted to play a lot of other fantastic. And I believe she was an Academy Award nominee. Mm-hmm. I have to look into that. I wish I knew that. I wish I did my homework on that one, but that was 1990s Leatherface. Okay. Then so 1995 comes around with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Do you know who played in that?
No.
Well, before I tell you, it was the lowest grossing movie of all of the 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. And it only made $185,898.
Oh my, that's
but
horrible.
2 of the biggest stars came out of that: Matthew McConaughey
Oh, yeah.
and Renee Zellweger.
They were in that.
That is their I think that's their original breakout movie. Was it what, right, Dana? What Dazed and Confused was actually okay.
Yeah,
then he went on to
Dazed and
do
Confused was
okay.
it.
So Dazed and Confused. Did you see Dazed and
Yeah,
Confused?
absolutely.
I've only seen that maybe like a few months ago for my first time.
Oh my gosh. And I've seen it years ago, but I also just saw a clip of his tryout for Dazed and Confused, which was pretty hoot.
What does he not do good?
He's so cute.
He's got his own style.
Own vibe.
Okay, so then we're going to go through this really quick because these aren't as exciting to me. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I only love a couple of them.
Right.
They're not as exciting to me as Friday the 13th and Halloween. But then it goes into 2000s, the All-American Massacre, which I did not see.
Me
Did
neither.
you? 2003's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. So this is when it restarts. This is when it gets big again.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go back, Freddy versus Jason, you know? So you've got, okay, blah, blah, the slasher fatigue, all that. And then bam, everyone gets together and this revamp comes up. And that's what happened in 2003 for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre starring Jessica Biel.
Okay.
And in that is a woman named Kathy Lampkin, which she goes on to play in a lot of movies, but she's always, I hate to say the word fat, but she's always the large, big boned,
Right.
grotesque, overweight woman that plays the mothers and all that. She played in No Country for Old Men where she played all that. She's not the one from Gilbert Grape, but she looks like that person. And she actually passed away not too long ago, but she plays in that one. And that movie, okay, so you got the one from 1974 that only made, not say only made, $30.9 million. But then when the revamp comes out in 2003, it had a $9 million budget. I can think of a lot of stuff to do with $9 million.
You are not kidding.
I could probably take that 9 mil and make a great movie with 1 mil. But anyway, I'll never get the chance. It made $107.1 million.
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
did you see this movie?
Yes.
Jessica Biel's ass is off the chain.
Yeah.
And
She's off the chain anyway.
That's why I said, who's that? And how come she gets that ass? Because I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law has an ass like that. You have an ass like that.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
So then nothing until 2006, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jordana Brewster, which you might not recognize that name, but she plays in a ton of Tubi movies, which I absolutely love Tubi movies. And then 2013, we get a 3D Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, which actually did kick ass. $47.3 million.
Nice.
And not to mention, there's not a lot of final girls in the Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
No, it wasn't like he was just ripping them, kill them, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a certain, yeah.
There's a 2017 Leatherface with Steven Dorff in it, which someone in this room loves Steven Dorff. Yep. Dana Buckler. So Ed Gein inspired that whole franchise. And the reason why I'm so I'm just learning about him.
Right.
So tell us more. Let's go back to Ed Gein and the Monster Show on Netflix.
Right.
Let's go off of when his mother died and when he started to really go loopy.
When he started going loopy, he's been loopy, but there's a lot of things that I didn't know about Ed Gein, and I really did a kind of a deep dive into it, especially when I watched the HBO, and then I wanted to know what really happened. And so there was a lot of stuff that was incorrect or not really flamboyed. What's the word?
Flamboyant?
That's perfect.
Flambéed? Flambeaued.
Made up. Lots.
They took
of them.
liberties with the story.
Lots, yes, there are lots of them. Ed Gein actually, he did babysit for kids. They moved to Plainsville.
Did he kill any kids?
He never killed any kids. He never
so he's
scared
got
any
morals.
kids. He never scared them, even. I mean, that was one of the scenes where he took the kids back to his house to show them, his scary stuff. That didn't happen.
And the mother always said never have kids, right?
Never have sex with a woman, ever. You can spill your seed on the floor, but you do not spill it in a woman and never have sex. She was hardcore, crazy religious. And she beat him so bad. It said that, she said to never have sex. And if you do have sex with a woman, that means you do not love me anymore. Like
So she thought she was religious. She was really Satan with a bad brunette wig.
Oh, yeah.
And support hose.
Yeah.
Because
fish.
That's not the Bible I know.
No, absolutely not. She was nuts, but but he ended up babysitting into his 40s, which is very strange. So for people to say, "Oh yeah, Ed Gein, used to babysit me,"
Who would allow that? Who would not think that was odd?
Well, this is the thing: is he was just like a normal person to other people. I mean, he was off. He was
He's
slow,
pedophile material to a
but
T.
nobody thought anything of him because the kids all enjoyed him because he was his mentality was probably more kid than adult. So
kind of like Michael Jackson.
that part never happened. He really had no relationship with women because he did not ever have sex with
So
them.
tell me about the blonde in the show. She claims that there was no love affair. She claimed that there was no interest, but she was pretty cray-cray herself.
So that is a whole nother, nothing ever happened with that lady. They never had any relationship.
He didn't spill a seed in her.
He did not.
Did he get it on her leg or
he
anything?
Didn't do
Nothing?
anything. They never had a date. It was all in his head. And that was when I was watching the show. They showed her, she's this beautiful girl, and they did all these things together. And then, at the end of his life, when he's in the crazy home, she comes to visit him, like one of the last scenes, and she looks exactly the same, like not aged. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? How is she not aged and he is? And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's not even real.
He's like
That was
42 years
another
old.
part
He's
of-
42 years old. And they start him out looking young all the way up until he's older, and he stays the same person. His name is actually Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam. I watched it.
The actor?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. And
He's a great actor.
quite a chiseled bod, standing there naked holding his junk in front of his mom.
Apparently he such a weird scene. Oh my God. All the scenes he had to do where he was having sex with the corpses, disgusting. That also did not happen.
Oh.
So that's like, there's just so much that they just lied about. But
Like I said, he's got some morals.
But those scenes were so graphic and horrific on that HBO series.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't one time he was having sex with the corpse. It was several. I mean, it was disgusting. That part was really hard to watch.
What did his mom tell him? So did he spill his seed in the corpses? I mean, is that okay?
I don't know. I didn't get that close. But the seed part was in a different podcast that I was deep diving and trying to learn a little bit more background on Ed Gein, because I was like, this is crazy. But like I said, Augusta, before, as she was, I guess when she first got married, she apparently was a very, very savvy businesswoman. And the husband was a drunk alcoholic, and he had a store and he was sinking it. So she pushed him aside, took over the store, made it run, made millions of dollars. And that's how they ended up moving to this little town of Plainsville and bought it, which is unheard of back in those days for a woman to actually own. It was like 100 acres with, 2-story house, just beautiful spread. Yeah. And then of course, when they moved there, she really went off the deep end with her crazy being isolated and isolating Ed.
So in 1950, so he was known for he started grave robbing, making clothing out of human skin.
Yeah. Now all that is true.
Just like Leatherface, bulls from skulls.
Yep. Full skeletons hanging on his bedposts. He had a box full
Do you think it smelled?
Yeah. Had to smell disgusting, like rotting corpses. I mean, this is so disgusting. He had a box full of vulvas, 9 of them.
Okay, I read that. So
that's
how can they identify a vulva? A vulva, once you cut it, you can know what it looks like when it's on a human, but how do you cut it off? How do they know it's a vulva?
Oh, well, if you watch it, you'll know. It looked, I mean, he strung them up from there like a deer carcass.
That's such hate. That is such hate. That is
dressed them out. He loved them. He was very delicate. He was preserving everything. So it was.
They were already dead though when he did the cutting.
Oh yeah,
right?
Everybody was dead.
So he didn't do him alive. He didn't do all that and torture.
Did not. He went to his grave pretty much only claiming to have killed only 2 people.
Oh, that's okay.
The rest were all
already dead, deceased.
Yep, like corpses. 200 grave robbers. Yeah. I mean, just crazy.
A trophy box of noses. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay. A trophy box of noses.
Noses.
Could you imagine getting that as a gift? There's all kinds of terms of endearment. So say you were his girlfriend and
Right.
he decided it's Christmas morning, he wanted to give you something really nice, and you open it up and there's a box of noses.
Yeah, it's not my thing. He had lips as light or fan knobs or.
It's kind of creative. You got to give it to the guy. I mean,
That's crazy. Lampshades, seats.
that's so disturbed.
Everything out
That
of
is
skin.
so disturbed.
Very.
Well, we call him, he's a psychopath, but what kind of mental illness would you say that this actually was?
Oh, he definitely had schizophrenia.
Yeah, but I know schizophrenics who don't do that though. There's more to it.
Oh,
a
for
lot
sure.
more to it.
Yeah, I should have wrote that down. There was several different.
How about the belt
diagnoses.
made from human nipples?
Wow.
Human nipples.
Yeah.
A belt. I mean, so like conchos and the nipples, the conchos, you got your leather belt and then, there's conchos on belts, but I mean, it takes a lot of nipples to make a full on belt.
Yeah.
And say you've got a big waist.
Well, he robbed a lot of them, and they said that he left a lot of the lower extremities. And mostly, he would rob. He would take the upper part. That was another thing that was incorrect as far as him eating the people, like they did with Hannibal Lecter. He never admitted to eating flesh. He said, "I don't think."
And really,
so.
we got to believe that because why would he lie at this point?
Yeah, and he was digging up corpses. Nobody wants to eat that. That's
Like
disgusting.
he likes it fresh. If he's going to eat it, it would be a fresh kill.
So I agree. He probably wasn't a cannibal.
Gacy. He was no Gacy.
Yeah, but he
That would be a good one
was
to talk about.
definitely disturbed.
Gacy. Yeah. How about this? That the female genitals you touched on,
Yeah.
and how about Bernice Warden, the hardware store owner,
Oh, yeah.
and how she was found decapitated and hung up like a deer out in a
Yep.
shed?
Yep. I guess in real life, she wasn't in the shed. She was in their, what they call their breakfast room, their son. I think that's what they called it, their breakfast room. Anyway, so she was in the house. And when the police came to, a wellness check on him, that's when they stumbled into just the horrificness of it all.
Could you imagine? Okay, let's pretend and picture
Not imagine.
you're walking into that farmhouse. It's 1957.
The smell,
Just things are not as they are today.
no electric.
Yeah.
I'm just naming stuff while you talk.
No,
about.
it's true. You're
No electric. So they're walking in and they're bumping. The officer bumps into this carcass and they're like, and then they shine on it and it's a dead person.
That's
dressed
something
out like a
that you'll
deer.
never get out of your head.
A heart sitting on the stove boiling.
It's the one of probably again. We're not in that line of business. So I had a lady come into my salon last week,
Right.
and she said that she listens to her show.
Yeah.
and she said that she mentioned to me that she's an investigator, a criminal crime scene investigator. I said, "Oh my gosh, you got to come on this show." She goes, "No." She goes, "I don't. When I leave work." And then she started to think about it later.
Yeah.
She started thinking about it. I said, "You could tell some great stories." She goes, "I listen to podcasts." She says, "I listen to podcasts such as yours,
Right.
because you help me and allow me to escape that horrible, graphic, just devil, complete, awful environment." And so I didn't push the issue any further than that. I hope she listened. If you're listening, hello.
Come on the show.
Yes, come on the show if you decide to, because I understand why you wouldn't want to bring up all
For
those
sure.
things. But she said that the world is so ugly. You and I do things that are completely different.
Yeah.
I actually work with making people beautiful,
You do.
such as yourself. And so my sister, though, being a nurse, we had a hospice nurse in the salon today. And she actually said to myself and my client that my client and she was both turning 60 at the same time. And she overheard my client say she's going to be 60. And she said, "I don't want to live but maybe 10 more years. I'm only going to live for 10 more years."
Oh, that's
And we're
sad.
like, yeah. And she was a hip,
Yeah.
youthful looking 60-year-old woman
Right.
who looked like she had plenty of energy, plenty of life left. She goes, "Nope, I work in hospice." She said, I don't want to live past 70. All you see is bad things after that. You go down the tubes, blah, 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 blah. She goes, "I'm just going to give myself 10 more years. I don't want to be any older than that."
Oh, that's
and she was serious.
so sad.
And then she was talking about going on cruises, and everything she was getting ready to do
Yeah.
defied exactly what she said she did not want to do. To me, something was wrong. It bothered me though. I wanted to say how sad for her.
Yeah, that is super sad.
But we know plenty of 70. Our moms
Yeah.
are both in their 70s. My dad's but he's not like our moms. Our
Yeah.
moms are hip and
Yeah.
healthy and
They're definitely not putting a
sorry,
time
Dad,
limit
if you
on
heard me say that. But
Sorry, you're not hip.
yeah. So that made me sad. But
That
but
does.
but the people back in 1957, they didn't see stuff like that. And if they did, it wasn't out on social media.
Oh yeah. That one thing too that said that was different was in the HBO series they said that he helped solve crimes. He didn't do any of that. He never was approached like I guess Bundy may have helped or whatever, but
Bundy.
GEIN never helped solve any crimes. That was all made up too.
So, Speedy Rollerson, which our show airs November 28th on HBO Max, the television show, it's Florida Man. But Speedy Rollerson did Time in Stark with Ted Bundy.
Oh, wow.
So when Ted Bundy got electrocuted, they gave him the chair.
Yeah.
Speedy was there.
Deserved.
And if you go listen to Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast, it's probably on my former podcast when he tells the story, which is a great story. But he said it was the night they're getting ready to fry Bundy. Speedy said they were in their cells, and all of a sudden the lights go boom and drop. All the power goes out, and then boom, the lights come right back up again. And that's when they
knew.
fried Bundy. And when Speedy tells that story, it just puts chills down your spine. And he witnessed that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He also witnessed Jessica Lunsford's killer, also Cooey. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. So in the movie about the monster, it shows that he keeps his mom, Augusta's room, pristine condition, completely pristine, but the rest of the house is falling apart.
Disgusting. Yeah, absolutely. That's so crazy. And because she was a very tidy woman, the house was always pristine, perfect. That was her, cleanliness is next to godliness. She was fire and brimstone. I think they were Lutheran was her religion. And her sex part, what she believed was you don't have sex unless you're married and you only lay with them to procreate. So she said, and I only had to do that twice.
Yeah, do you believe that? Come on, twice. So
She
how lucky
was
are you that you
nuts.
get twice? You get two sons.
Oh, I'm telling you, she hated her husband, everything about him. Just listening to the stuff about her was just, so scary.
That's another thing you and I have in common. We definitely like sex.
Absolutely.
But it's just like in the movie Psycho. That's how Norman Bates treated his mom, and that's awesome.
where Norman Bates
Great.
comes from.
I wanna
because
make a
the
movie.
mom was nuts.
Yes,
and
yes.
They all had their little mommy issues.
But anyway, so
No
is
one
there
can
anything
love you
else you
like
want to say
mommy.
about?
No, that's all on that.
So
He was
I
freaking
hope
nuts.
Miss Marie from Lubbock, Texas, I hope that you liked that breakdown of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Ed Gein. And I actually really like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The one thing I will say is there's those movies like Saw. To where
creepy.
I won't watch those.
Ooh, I do.
It's the same feeling that I get about Saw, and those. I like old school slasher movies.
Right.
I don't like the stuff that's too gory, too graphic. But if you go back to 1974, which this is where I think is amazing, there are scenes they were able to create that. Not using digital imaging, not using the CGI and all that. And they were able to create that same feeling of today.
Oh,
So I love that.
for sure.
It shows that there's hope in movies again.
There is. There is. Yeah.
Because I looked into that one you're talking about, the clown one in the cornfield.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I know it looks very scary. I'm going to have to watch it.
But the new Running Man's coming. I believe it's next month, and I want to see that, which I'm not that
Okay.
excited about. But okay, Jen, hit me with some of your questions and answers that you got.
Okay, so and just to touch on this, a lot of these questions and things we're about to talk about.
I've been waiting for this. I love this.
Is Shakely, and which is a product me and Jess both use, sell, and absolutely love.
40 grams of protein.
Yeah. And
muscle.
yes, and it's when you were talking about the lady that's a hospice nurse and all of those things. This is the reason I am definitely say 70 is still very young, and it's all about how you take care of yourself now.
Grandma's not in the rocking chair knitting anymore. She's in yoga
Hell
pants.
no, that's
yoga
right.
pants.
That's right. She is. And if she's not, she should be. She should be lifting weights. She should be resistance training, and she should be eating her protein. If you are not doing that, you are missing the boat. Let me see. This lady, Dawn. Hey, Dawn from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. She wanted to know, why should women eat protein?
From Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's one of my favorite
hey,
places.
girl. Jackson Hole. Hell yeah.
I know. So awesome.
Rich.
Why? Well, muscle is longevity. Muscle is the new anti-aging. And women start losing muscle at the age of 30. And most people that are probably on this podcast right now are that age or older. Most, they're probably not younger. But if they are, listen, start eating your protein. And it's not just eating protein, it is muscle building. So yes, women should eat protein, and they should eat at least 1 gram per pound of protein for their goal body weight.
Give us some proteins that you can eat that's not meat.
Well, our new Life Shakes, and then our sparkling protein water, and that's this sparkling protein water is amazing. It's 40 grams of protein. It spikes your natural GLP-1 like 30 minutes after drinking it. They did tons of studies on this product specifically. And I know that, and they did blood work. So it'll show where they've done before you take your drink, after you take your drink, 30 minutes, and the difference in your leucine, your amino acids, your GLP-1, where it naturally
Leucine?
boosts.
What's leucine?
That's one of our questions, Jess. I've got a lady that would like to know. Let's see.
Okay.
Melissa from Ocala, Florida.
Ocala.
Yeah,
Girl,
from here.
welcome to the show. Welcome, Melissa.
Yes. She says, what is leucine? Because I always talk about it because it's in all of our stuff. And it, leucine is actually, hello, doggy.
Excuse you.
It's it's essential amino acid that plays a critical role in building and repairing muscles. And why is leucine trending? Because muscle mass is important for overall health, and leucine is the only amino acid that triggers the muscle protein synthesis. Now that is crazy, and that's a whole lot of mumbo jumbo if you don't, understand what that means. But you need it to build muscle, and it is in, our drink, our sparkling protein. It's in our Life Shakes, which I say everybody in the world should start out with one of our Life Shakes every morning.
You know what? I also recommend that you mix the Shaklee sparkling protein shake with a White Claw, because it really, so you have the best of both worlds. So you'll have your 40 grams of protein, you got your GLP-1 support, you got your leucine, and then you also have your heavy buzz that comes if you have a couple of them, which I totally recommend that.
Yes. So we do actually recommend, obviously, just drinking it on its own on the rocks.
Maybe a squeeze of navel orange, maybe some raspberries. They're on sale right now at Publix.
But we do have a lot of mocktail recipes, actually, that are really good and delicious, and change the flavor, and make them fun.
Okay.
For those that aren't wanting to have alcohol. But if you do want to have alcohol, absolutely. Put it in there. It's going to be a perfect party drink, and you're getting your 40 grams of protein. So that's pretty amazing.
And what was her, Melissa?
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa from Ocala, Florida.
Yeah.
So I got one from Justine Wells, and she's
Okay.
out of Key Largo, Florida, of course.
Nice.
On the she said, I was on the Shaklee website, and I was a little overwhelmed. Where do I start? My goal is for weight loss. So I would like to say on that one that, well, you go first, and I'll chime in because you're going to cover most of it. And then I got another thing I wanted to add on that one.
Okay.
So Justine.
So you're wanting weight loss. There's so many avenues for that. What I would start with, there's a couple of things. One, the Life Shakes. Every morning, women especially, but men too. If you do not jump out of bed and immediately feed yourself protein, you are missing the boat and messing up your metabolism. Getting on a good dose of protein every morning lowers your cortisol levels. Your body's stressing. It's already been in a, fasting mode all night. So when you wake up and you go ahead and feed it protein, it says, okay, I'm good. This bitch isn't going to starve me today. I will survive. And your body goes immediately to work because protein, the first thing it starts working on is your muscles. So if you are lifting weights and resistance training, then you want protein. And I totally got off track with that because there's so much to talk about with these products. But so I would start out with a Life Shake. And what it does has... it builds lean muscle mass. It curbs your craving. It spikes your GLP-1, which GLP-1, everybody knows about that. There's so many, shots that you can get on GLP-1, but this one boosts your natural GLP-1, which...
Zero sugar.
Yes. It appetite suppressant, curbs your cravings, which protein period does. And that Life Shake has no fats, no sugars. It's only like 160 carbs. And you can take it in the morning and you're good until lunchtime. It's a perfect uninflammatory meal. So I would start with that. And then there's Curb, which is a super cool product. They come in little packets, and I would use those more in the evening time before your biggest meal.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to bring that up. Exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about the Curb?
You're doing good.
Okay.
I mean, I'll chime in here and there,
Okay.
but you are so good at talking about the Shaklee.
Okay.
I'm a user. I sell the Shaklee too. Call me. But
Definitely call her now.
But
so the Curb is it's a appetite suppressant, and it is not a sipping drink. It is a chugging drink. So it comes in little packets, right? So it's one serving packet. You pour it over water, shake it up, and chug it.
And yeah, I also recommend that if you don't want to chug it, you can sip this drink, but I recommend that you mix it with a nice Gewürztraminer. That's a nice dessert wine. So
the Curb,
a port.
The Curb you want to take down fast because it will gelatize. And what that means is your whole liquid will turn into Jell-O. And I guess at that point you could eat it as Jell-O. So I just slurp it down and you want to take it about 30 minutes before your biggest meal because it's going to do that in your stomach. So you're going to drink it down and it's going to swell in your gut. And it has a lot of... other properties in it too that help curb your appetite, but that's one of the biggest benefits of it.
Okay,
lots
Justine,
of fiber.
There it is. So start with that. Call us.
Ooh, throw in the trim.
In the trim. But listen, 352-966-7373. And I put my cell phone out there for all of you. Okay, so call me. Okay. Is there any before I go into our next one? I also want to say I love the pre-workout.
Ooh, yeah.
That you drink. Pour it in there. It's delicious.
Energize.
It's good, and it works. And what I like to say about this is that it does not make you too jittery. It does not make you shake and feel like you don't have control over yourself.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah.
You feel little tingles in your cheeks. But at the right time, you get on that treadmill. You get your cardio done. You can start lifting, and I love that. Other than going to GNC and getting these pills and these, hey, there might be some great things at GNC, great, but we actually take this stuff and we know what we're talking about and we can totally put our stamp of approval on it. All right.
Yes, one of our all clean products. Our company, which is 70 years old, which means we're obviously doing something right.
Right up there with Tupperware and Avon. Okay, so everyone back off.
Yes, it's so good.
Justine Wells, Key Largo, darling. There's one more thing I'd like to say to you. The collagen 9 that for hair, for thickness, for hair loss, all that. I have been getting so many compliments lately on my hair.
It looks so good.
Thank you. And I have shine in it again. There's a lot of things, and it's all because of the collagen 9.
Absolutely.
And it's helped me with, I have terrible psoriasis on the back of, it's a commonplace, but a lot of people, not just women, men have it too,
Absolutely.
have psoriasis back here in the back of their neck. It has helped me tremendously to take the edge off. So I highly recommend that. Okay. I hope we helped you out, and we could probably talk for another hour with you about it, but just go back on the website. And if anything, just use your little search thing. You know what you're looking for. Use your little microscope, or was it called? It's a eyeglass. What is it called?
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, and just type things in. That'll help too. So one more, we got Macy.
And Justine, we can make you a cart. So I will make you a cart. Well, Jess will make you a shopping cart, and we can just send you the link of all the things that we recommend for your weight loss journey or your fitness journey, or anybody that needs a cart. Let us know what you want. We can make one, and then you can take out what you want or just buy it all, which I do suggest.
Have I told you lately that you're awesome?
Yeah.
There's no one else above you. Okay. Macy Jo Daniels, and I hope I say the name of this town right. Stowe, Vermont. Stowe, Vermont.
Okay.
Vermont, though.
Vermont. That's so far away.
Oh,
Well, hello.
Jen, I don't know if you know this or not, but it is in the upper part of the United States, close to Canada.
Yeah.
Are you aware?
I'm aware.
Vermont.
That's why I said it's so far
Big
away.
mountains.
Beautiful.
And they're
country,
listening to
I'm
Cut Loose
sure.
Chronicles podcast.
Thank you for listening.
Woo! Okay. But this is about, she asked me about my colonics episode that I did with
Oh,
Eric
gracious.
Camaro. Would you ever do it again? And how did you feel afterwards? Well,
I want to know too.
so if anyone listens, it's called National Lampoon's Colonics Vacation. And it's probably about 5 episodes ago, but check into it. It's really good. And if you want to know what colonics is, check into that episode. It's very detailed, a little too detailed, because I probably told a lot more about myself than I probably should tell anybody, except for my mother.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Well, the answer is yes. I would completely do it again. And the answer is yes, I need to do it again. And I was told right there on her colonics table with the tube shoved up my butt that I'm probably going to need another round. But a lot of my problem is that I was very uncomfortable. It didn't hurt. I was just tense. So it's a 35 to 40 minute process. So once I relax a little bit, and whenever she would fill up with the magnesium water, your colon, whenever I started realizing that I was just being a little wimpy, then when I figured it out, release happened.
Nice.
So I think that if I had done that from the get-go, which I don't think most people would have that going on from the beginning, give a tube in your hind end in front of a stranger.
I'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I'm doing wrong with myself. I learned what I need to add to my diet. I learned about what I had to do to be a healthier human being. I learned that I have been neglecting myself medically. So getting that colonoscopy, that's extremely important. I learned all of those things. And all of that happened in that 40 minutes. I was sitting on a colonics table with a tube shoved up my butt with the right amount of KY jelly.
Thank goodness.
So, yes, I would do it again. And how did I feel afterwards? Well, they tell you right on there that you could possibly feel bloated. I did experience a little bit of bloat for probably 3 days afterwards, but then it went away. And, because I needed to do it again, which I have every intentions on doing that, I feel like I'm not ready to answer that question yet, because I'd like to give it a run for its money, if you will. So I will definitely follow up on this question. I will definitely follow up when I do the colonic scan at Reboot U in Ocala, Florida, but it's done in a lot of different areas around the world, but that's where I went. And thank you for asking, and thank you for listening, Macy Jo Daniels.
Yeah. Thank you, Macy. Good question.
So Jen, I guess we should probably end this episode, which is also ending the month of Halloween. And thank you for all our listeners, and thank you for supporting it. And if you really love it, then we'll do it again next year. But in the meantime, thank you for listening. Jen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I can't wait to come on again because I've got a lot more to talk about. There's so many things about this protein.
I forgot what I wanted to bitch about to you in the beginning.
I know.
The bullshit that's going on at the grocery store. We'll save it for next month, next week, whenever. Thanks for listening.